Hello everybody. This pretends to be a review of the H81TM-ITX motherboard. But at the same time, it tends to be a short tutorial on how to build a very cheap computer with eBay components. With components bought from eBay, and this is because it is rather extremely cheap. I mean, you can I got all this stuff here for around £60. No, I'm lying, sorry. This one was 52. This was the only component that I could not find on eBay, so I bought it new. It was the last one in stock. I assumed that it has been it's just stored and nobody bought it yet. Anyway, what is so special about this motherboard? Well, this motherboard, it is quite slim. It is thin, and we can see this beginning with the backplate, which is smaller. They include actually two backplates, one like that and another one like that, which you can see is much more thicker. Well, this is a thin ITX motherboard. For the purposes of keeping everything cheap, I didn't even get a case for it. But anyway, continuing with this, you get your manual, you get some drivers, but we will not use them. You also get a cable. This cable in particular allows this cable. It is a power cable that gets SATA power from the motherboard. The motherboard does not have connections for a normal power supply, a normal computer power supply. Rather, it requires a brick like this one, which is a 10-pound HP AC adapter from eBay as well. Nothing fancy, it's just a brick from a PCU. However, it must be noted that the motherboard has specifications about which diameter which internal and external diameter must be this plug. In this case, the HP one, it is the one that I found that closely resembles the specifications given on the Asrock webpage. They include you a SATA cable, which is nice. Actually, I think, yeah, there are two SATA cables. And they include also a screw, which I assume is for the, this cannot be easily seen. It is a screw for the mSATA, a mini PCI Express port that this motherboard has. Finally, this is the motherboard itself. So I'm gonna put this box away. You can see how thin it is. Well, not yet. And now you can see how thin it is. Because look at the ports. They do not exceed a particular height. Also note that this motherboard is a SODI memory. However, it uses a normal desktop LGA 1150 socket. As you can see, not many phases for power. I don't remember how much this motherboard power is rated, but it is not. It is not much. It is below 80. So, but you can do a lot of things with this. I mean, you can for example do a PF Sense router you use install pfSense or a free NAS router using again components from eBay. So the first thing I will do is to mount the RAM, which is the easiest thing to do. I got this RAM from eBay and the price was £27. It is DDR3 1600 megahertz. Nothing fancy in it, as far as I know. The user, the previous owner, got this from an Alienware laptop, and he upgraded the RAM because it was the same type of RAM in both teams. I decided that it was a good idea to buy it from him, and well, dude. I'm doing this. I'm wondering how I'm doing this. Okay, because there it is. That's what I wanted to happen, and boom. Next, the other DIMM. Again, same capacity. In total, it is 8 gigabytes of RAM. Boom, and in place. Now, this is the nice thing about this, you know, because you get these components for very cheap, and these components, for example, this CPU is a Pentium G3220. 3220. It is it costed me £35, and it included the fan. What I did not like it, however, is that it did not came in its anti-static dry. So I am about to check whether or not it works, but according to the eBay listing, it was tested and it was in perfect order. So what we're going to do now is to pretty much put the CPU in place. For that, we need this thing out. Boom. Like this, and I'm going to flip this. You never remove that until you put the CPU, and we match pretty much use this triangle here. Probably it cannot be clearly seen here. Yeah. We match this triangle, this small triangle here, with the one in the CPU that is located more or less where is pointing my finger, which is not a triangle. So again, we put this thing like that, remove the CPU from the tray, and just let it sit gently there. We just ensure that it's alright. Then we put back its lid, and you can see how automatically this protector just falls off. Excellent. So the CPU is mounted, which is great. Usually the less one person wants to do is to touch or do anything else with the fins that are in the motherboard. So okay, so now that that is said, I am going to proceed to install its fan, but for that we need to prepare we need to clean these both surfaces, and for that we have a small cloth, and we have this Arctic Clean thermal surface purifier. I bought this, I don't remember how long ago, but it works a treat. Just put 3 drops, that's more than enough, and let it sit a bit, and we do the same process. With the heatsink. Those 2, 3, 4, that's good enough. Now, what we are going to do now, I don't require this anymore, so is to, well, clean the surface of both the CPU and let it dry for a bit. Once we let it dry, we can go and attend the surface of the heatsink. What I wanted to show you also in this video is how fast it is to assemble a very thin and small computer. Instead of buying a very big motherboard like an ATX and so, also I found this motherboard and I found very interesting that it even included a PCI 2.0 4X port. You can plug a very cheap graphics card in there, not that cheap because, you know, but anyway, the R7 250, it's a great choice, as it does not require external power, and as such you can just put it in there and have better than the integrated graphics from Intel. So we got this right. We're gonna grab another cloth just to ensure that it is dry. You can see the mSATA port in there. You can put a wireless card in there, like the Intel AC 7260, which is a very good wireless card. Or you can put, instead of graphics card here, a 4-port Ethernet PCI card here, again for pfSense purposes. Now that we have both our CPU and heatsink clean, we're just going to watch where it's going to be. Yes, this is the fan heater. We need this to be like this. So the lighting will be okay like that. So we're going to just put our thermal pastes. Remember that less is always better. That's good enough. I think perhaps I put more than I wish to put. Anyway, doesn't matter. This CPU is 57 watts TDP, so not that. But we're hungry. Then match the holes somehow with this thing, and we press. There it is. And there it is. So we have to turn that. There it is, all of them set. Just to be sure, we're gonna flip the motherboard. We can see all 4 there already went through. So, alright, we have already most of our system already complete, which is rather nice. Sadly, I did not get in time the power on switch. I ordered it. It was supposed to come today. Did not come today. Doesn't matter. You can test it with a nice screwdriver. However, I want to note again a fun thing. There is no power supply in there. What there it is only a laptop jack, and that's where this brick comes handy. However, before of that, I actually would like to put some standoffs because, well, I didn't want to get a case and I wanted to buy a test bench, but there is no test bench for Mini ITX, which I found particularly interesting. So what we're going to do basically is just put a screw here and then the standoff. There it is, and with the screwdriver we don't need to do pressure, just we need the standoff to lie in there. That's good enough. One. Grab another one. These standoffs were about 2 pounds in again eBay. This is very eBay is very accessible for some of this stuff. There was a particular case that I was interested. Sadly, they do not sell here to the UK, and it is rather expensive to import it. It was the DNKH case, which included even a power supply. I would not have needed a brick, and it is really very thin case. Sadly, well, they don't seem to have UK stock. No matter. Again, that case was about 60 pounds plus tax, and that brick just costed me 10 pounds. Naturally, that case also included a heatsink and some other neat features. The footprint of it was very small, but at the end, I mean, for a system cheap, maybe the PCU is great, and I later find a way to put it into a case. 3. The great thing about this is that now I can put it in there. Thankfully, here in the UK, cell was humid, so electrostatic electricity, I don't say this is the case for everybody, but at this here it's not a problem. So next we go and actually use the power cable that it was included with this motherboard. Now, the peculiarity of this power cable is, as you can see, it is female in all its parts. And the reason for that is, again, this motherboard includes the power right about here. So we plug the power cable. Underneath, and then we plug that into our hard drive. This hard drive I had lying it around, so it really did not cost me anything. I know what i7 and 128 gigabytes SSD is about 30 something pounds, so it's really not difficult to get storage for this motherboard. Put it here, but I don't want this cable to be an annoyance. I need the port spacing this way because most of my monitor and stuff is in there. What the? Something happened here that's not supposed to happen. Oh, I see. My mistake. I confused some of the locking mechanism here. Anyway, please ensure that does not happen. Again, I'm not too much worried about this because it was a generous amount of thermal paste, and because it is not working perfectly. So anyway, we got our hard drive. We need our data, which we will connect it to one of these two SATA ports, and here they include almost anything, everything except the power test button. It would be nice to have. Anyway, so they give you a normal and an angled SATA port. We will use the angled one. Good. There it is, lock in place. Alright, and I think this is pretty much all set now. All what is left, it is to plug our last devices. Should be our monitor, which is a HDMI monitor. There it is. Sadly, you cannot see it anymore because I just slide it. I'm gonna slide this a bit so you can see it. That's the thing about the cable not reaching properly. There it is. And there it is. We put it here. Then we plug our keyboard. I will use the USB 2.0 port for that. We also plug our mouse, which again I seem to be it seems to be too short for this. It is. And just for fun, we use an Ethernet cable to get some internet. There it is, all set. The last part comes to actually use the power, this power plug. It fits rather perfectly, and it is set. Now we have to check where the on switch is located, which according to the manual, which comes in many languages, I am looking for the English one. Serial port, debug, infrared, digital mic. Rather nice. Oh, there it is. System panel header. Yes. Yeah, you can see the power button and the ground. Yeah, right about there, which is located somewhere in the motherboard. Oh, I see. It's just below the BIOS, I guess. The BIOS battery, no. Just to be sure, in the motherboard should be a not there. But they don't tell you where the ports are. That's rather interesting. Ah, there it is. On this port it is the system 9-pin panel 1. Panel 1, top left, right above the SATA port cable, so that's okay. That would be this one then. This small one, which is just right to that screw. And then here, what we are going to do is that we're going to short both. Basically, the power button with the ground should be the third row. It doesn't matter which one, because it's the same. We have to do this with care. Not getting an answer. Oh, there it is. And that's it. And I got BIOS. Last check for this would be at the screen. This there. And since this video is about to reach 13 minutes, that's about it. However, there's one last test for you to see. We reboot with Ctrl-Alt-Supreme. There is Asrock, of course, we don't enter the BIOS. We're right there. And yes, we enter the BIOS with the Supreme, with the delete key, and there it is. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.